Okay. Hello, and welcome to Actors and Ancestors, a show for Indigenous artists and anyone else who's interested in the biz. With me today is one of my friends, I am happy to say. So far, they've all been my friends. I'm going to fully admit that. But another one of my friends, whom I'm just thrilled to be here, she is an Inuk actress from the far north. And she has quickly proven herself to be an artist to watch and a fighter for causes she believes in. She hit the ground running when she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the Canadian Screen Awards in 2019 for her debut role in The Grizzlies, which was shot in her hometown. And she continued to work afterward, landing supporting roles on the Amazon series Three Pines, CBC's well-received but ultimately controversial and ill-fated series Trickster. And recently, soon to be with me in HBO's season 4 of True Detective, where I had the pleasure of meeting you. Can I ask you, please, to introduce yourself and tell us what land you're from and who claims you?
Of course. So, Angay, Anna Lam Nguyunga Ekadung Myunguyunga Nunavut me. My name's Anna Lam. I'm from Ekadung Nunavut. I am an Inuk enrolled under the Nunavut Agreement. I can pull out my NTI card and my number. Just kidding. So I am an Inuk from Nunavut. I have lived there my whole life. I was born in Newfoundland. I'm half white. Yeah, and you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I got my status card too, just ready for those guys that are like, hey, wait a minute, hey, who are you?
Yeah, with all the controversy going around, I was saying I'm gonna put a little like clear plastic thing in my jacket, just stick my NTI card in there.
Just to show it off. Yeah, is that good enough for you guys? Okay, good. Yeah, it's been wild. It's been a wild time. This is for those out there listening. This is your second time technically here, because Anna was actually my very, very first person that I got to speak to. And, and it went terribly. It went
It's okay.
absolutely, it's, yeah, we're learning. We're all here. I've never done a podcast before. And there was just so many, it was nothing wrong with Anna, of course. No, you were fantastic, but there was just technical issues. The sound quality was all over. And believe me, you wouldn't have wanted to listen to it either.
I mean, I think it was an interview so nice we have to do it twice. That's
I
that's all they need to know.
I'm happy you've been sitting on that one for months now. It's been like 6 months, I think, at least.
Yeah, I was planning. I was even as soon as the call ended, I was like, so we're going to re-record that, and I'm just going to put in my journal. This is what I will be saying the next time.
Yeah, that's right. So all of those terrible things we said, now we can fix this round. Edit. So where are you joining us from today? Where are you situated?
So I am currently in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm going to university at the University of Ottawa, studying international development, and yeah, I was living kind of all over the place in Ontario and came back about a year and a half ago to finish my degree. And then about a year and a half ago, I booked True Detective. So I dropped out of school, kept my Ottawa apartment, and, kind of just lived the life for a little while.
And then, unfortunately, when those acting jobs don't keep going, you have to go back to school.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. I figured that since I fully reused your intro from the last time that I wrote it, I'll just start off with the questions that we had from before. So let's see. Question number 1. Anna, are you looking forward to the Buffy St. Marie concert? Oh my God, this hasn't aged well. I'm gonna crumple that up. That's no good. Okay, we have to do new stuff now.
New stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Speaking of having your status card and everything up there, huh?
Yeah, what an interesting sort of turn of events the past few months have been. And I mean, it's also it's complex, and there's nuance to things, and discussions that need to be had. But how heartbreaking and shocking, and
I know.
just, I thought at the end of the day we'd always have Buffy, but
I know.
who would have thunk it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just a game changer with the amount of information that's readily available. So, I mean,
Hmm.
I think that these days of playing like whack-a-mole with all the pretendians that are out there that continue to pop up, and have been claimed by different groups. Let's not dismiss, being adopted into a tribe and the legitimacy that brings. But if these people knew the whole story, would that have happened? But that's been happening. Even Boyden was adopted into a few tribes or a few different groups, I think, and that didn't save him in the end. But on this note, because I know that last time you were on, we did actually talk a little bit about the Gill sisters. That was kind of making the headlines then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember we did actually get into what type of accountability would you actually like to see? Because to me, it just seems like they just kind of fade away and meh.
Yeah, that's always the really one of the most frustrating parts of kind of fraudulent identity, is because these people with precarious ties to indigenous communities or whatever community they say claims them, when that gets disproven, they can just walk away and they don't have anybody to be accountable to, and they don't have they don't see a community as like something that they need to give back to. Meanwhile, for like you or for me, even in our success, there's always the feeling, the need to give back to your community to make sure that, when you succeed, you're bringing your community with you. So in
Hmm.
terms of like, I know with the Gill sisters, I think I saw a Nunatsiaq news article, that they were being charged with fraud.
Hmm.
And I think that is an incredibly it sets a new precedent for how fraudulent identity claims are going to be handled moving forward, especially when it comes to the financial gain and the opportunities that were taken, and the opportunities that actual Indigenous peoples missed out on, such as like job posting specifically for Indigenous peoples. I mean, realistically, there's no undoing what's been done, and people who were in, the running for these job opportunities that were taken by identity frauds won't get
Hmm.
that opportunity back.
Yeah.
But I would love to see the money returned, which I understand, especially in this economy, is so complicated,
Yeah.
and especially when it's in the world of like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I know. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's nice to actually see some charges being laid. Who knows what's going to happen with this? But in terms of that was commercial criminal activity. In terms of other people just claiming the identity,
Hmm.
it just kind of seems like, okay, you caught me. Bye bye. You know.
Yeah, and even like with certain things, it's like, okay, you caught me. Now what are you gonna do? And it's like, well, you can't just like drop the gloves with somebody because they claimed fraudulently who they were. But it
Yeah.
is just like how as communities do we kind of bring justice to these situations, and how do we prevent it going forward? I know that's been one of the really big questions, especially in terms of like academic institutions and with job opportunities. It's so complicated, identity, and when you consider, especially with the Indian Act and enfranchisement, and how many people don't have like a legal claim, but
Hmm.
through lineage are indigenous. And there is an important aspect of what is it, like self-claiming, but it's just so
Hmm.
it's so upsetting to see how many opportunities are going to people with little to no claim to a community.
I know. Um, and it's tough for folks like, I mean, you yourself. I look at you and I see an indigenous woman. I might be mistaken more often than not for being a white guy, and so folks like me, I feel it a lot too, and I'm just like, no, these guys are jerks, and I'm really unhappy that they further make people question me. But moving a little bit away from that stuff because it's just so prevalent in the news right now. So
Mm.
I figured let's just chat a little bit about that. But I want to really know. I want to know you, Anna. I want to know
Mm.
you. I want to know. Um, like I know that you didn't intend to get into acting. I wonder if you could just briefly go over how you started.
Yeah, absolutely. Acting was definitely not a first choice for me. I grew up in Iqaluit Nunavut, and we don't, at the time anyway, we didn't really have like a performing arts program that was, like widely accessible or widely spoken about. I
Mhm.
mean, you had like plays and things in the community, and there's, of course, been many incredible Inuit artists and directors and playwrights throughout kind of.
Could you just name a couple of them that you look up to at the moment?
Well, I adore Zacharias Kunuk. What an incredible filmmaker who really like put Nunavut on the map, and of course, like what's considered one of Canada's greatest films, like across the board, one of Canada's greatest films is Atinuk Joak, the Fast Runner. And so he is the icon. He is the moment. And, for a lot of Inuit filmmakers, we owe so much of our careers to Zacharias. And of course, I love and adore Alethea Anahak and Stacey Outlook McDonald, who were the producers of Grizzlies, who are doing so many incredible projects. They did Twice Colonized. Alethea did Angry Inuk, and they are, some of my biggest inspirations and people that I feel so lucky to call, friends.
Right. Now, before you got into acting, were these the people that were on your radar, or was it after you got involved that you started noticing these folks?
It was definitely after I got involved that I started to kind of, well, I mean, Zacharias Gunuk Atunok, that's like something that is on APTN all the time, and that, is something that we were all very like conscious of and admired him for, as well as, the actors in Atunok. But it wasn't until I started acting and until I actually was like, okay, this is something that interests me. I should probably learn a little bit about it that would maybe help my case. That I started looking into kind of what is the beautiful and expansive world of film and TV in Nunavut and all the different things that come out of the territory, like the Inuk comedy Chanukli is so funny, and it's so iconic, and it's something that so many of us still quote to this day. And yeah, what a at a time when you know Indigenous storytelling and Indigenous stories tend to be rooted in trauma, and even though that's very important, Qanukli was just so much fun and so funny, like a skit comedy series. So
Oh, well,
that
I actually haven't had the pleasure. Where would I be able to watch that easily?
I know that there's definitely some skits on Facebook. I will find it and I will send it to you.
Yes, thank you. I got
There's
the
one of
inside
them.
track.
There's one skit called Uming Musk, which
Mhm.
is like so. An Uming Muck is a muskox, and Uming Musk was like a play on like the Old Spice commercials, how wild they were. And yeah, it's just following this like hunter as he's like going through like the land and he's hunting, and all these different things. It's so good. Anyway,
You've been busy for a bit now. For any of these young people out there that will be looking up to you now as another person, I know, isn't that wild? That's
so crazy.
Yeah. We just both got these big eyes on those people that can't see us. We're like, wow, this is so interesting. Um, what do you wish that you knew going into this industry that you know now?
Um, I wish I knew kind of the value at the time of just putting yourself out there, and even as like somebody with no experience, just kind of saying like screw it. I have a story, and I have a unique life perspective, and I have a unique view on things that I think would aid itself to storytelling, and I'm a creative, and I'm going to throw my name in the ring for this opportunity and just go for it because I don't know what's going to happen. And that's literally been my entire career, up until I got an agent and I had somebody kind of explain to me how to strategically move through this career. Before, when it was just kind of, my teenage self, I was just like, all right, well, my might as well try. What's the worst that they're going to say? No.
Yeah.
And even though no does suck. It it hurts quite a lot.
It does.
It you can always move forward, and there's always something that comes next. I would say I wish I knew how hard this job was, and going back to like the concept of like getting rejection a lot. I kind of wish I knew how much rejection was involved in this career, but at the same time, I feel like if I did, I would have never went for it.
Yeah.
Because it does, take a toll, and it does suck, and it is, it can be really defeating at times.
Do you think that that's a valuable lesson, though, for the youth out there, that if you don't have as thick a skin, maybe do you think they should even try?
I mean, I think over time, like, you can develop a thick skin. I'm quite sensitive. I'm not even going to say quite sensitive. I'm very sensitive. And I think over time, I've gotten a lot better at just saying, like, okay, this wasn't the one, there's something next. But that came through a lot of like lessons learned about how complicated and how many levels there are to the casting process, and how like things that are completely out of your control can be the thing that takes a role away from you, like your height or the way that you look, or your voice isn't the right tone. All of these different things that you can't really control are, they play a factor into whether or not you book a role. And so more time in the industry has taught me personally that, like, you can take constructive criticism and you can roll with it, and you can let yourself cry when you're really disappointed, and you can be a bit self-pitying for a little while. That's a totally okay and reasonable reaction to have. But if you feel really passionately about the job and you feel passionately about storytelling, then that will always push you to keep trying, I think. Because I know, like, for myself, there's been so many times where I've been like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore.
That, yes. My last interview, I was busy chatting with Daryl Dennis, and he mentioned that everyone pays their dues in this industry, be it at the start or at the end, but everyone does pay. Yeah, and that's a lesson that I think folks need to know coming in, that it's not going to be easy. There's going to be those really bad lows, but man, those highs.
Yeah,
Those highs are pretty incredible,
absolutely.
aren't they? How are you feeling now that it is, as of recording this, it's almost December. Next month we're going to LA.
What are we
And
gonna wear?
what are we gonna
What are we gonna
wear? Oh
wear?
my goodness. We're heading into LA in January 9th for this. I've never been to a red carpet event. Have you?
Um, um, I mean, I guess for Grizzlies, we had like a red carpet. We premiered at TIFF, which was really cool. But our red carpet was all of 6 feet long, so
And actually, you're longer than that.
I wish I was. I'm 5'9".
Oh my goodness. You just strike me as a very tall person all the time. I think it's just your confidence maybe adds 4 inches.
It's the hair, just so much hair. No,
Wow. So this is first for you two. You've never been to LA?
never been to LA.
Neither have
I'm
I.
so nervous. I
I
don't
know.
know why I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I'm right up there with you, but I am glad that I get to be with my friends again. I'm looking forward to getting together with those people. And speaking of what are we going to wear, what are you looking to showcase with yours? Is there any?
So here's
Yeah.
what I've been looking at so many different designers. So in the past, I guess I've done a couple red carpets now that I actually think about it.
Oh.
Um, I've worn Victoria's Arctic Fashions in the past, who is a great Inuk designer from Rankin Inlet. I actually used to play volleyball with her and own a couple of her parkas, and she does like some more high fashion stuff, which I think could be really fun. But I've also done that in the past, so I've been considering Leslie Hampton, who's a great designer out of Toronto. But I was also, because Vancouver Indigenous Fashion Week was last week. So I'm seeing everyone's pictures come out. And Pam Baker has some really incredible couture dresses. And I'm a sucker for sequins. Could be a great opportunity. But I love Helen Oro. I'm so stuck. I want to wear everything. And I wish we had like 5 premieres.
Yeah, you could just be one of those quick change artists,
I
Throw
was
it on
thinking
off.
about that
Yeah.
as I was walking to the gym today. I was like, what if I got like a Leslie Hampton gown and then I got like a second dress to wear at the little like after party?
Wow.
I'm thinking big
I'm
brain.
I'm planning on like undoing a button, and that'll be my change.
It's okay. We won't even recognize you at the after
No,
party. Like, oh,
not.
JD,
I know.
look at you.
Who's that guy? Showing a little bit of chest there. Oh my goodness.
Hollywood changes people.
Yeah, it does. Would you say that you've changed in any way since you've had your success? Hollywood has sort of come to your doorstep and has got you working.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say so. Absolutely. I mean, since Grizzlies premiered, I was 18 and I'm 23 now. So it's kind of going into this world of film and television, I mean, has kind of shaped a lot of me because during my most formative years, I was also navigating what it means to be a young Indigenous woman in this industry. I was actually doing an interview with Inuit Art Quarterly last week, kind of about myself and my career. And I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed is like how much more patient I've become and how much more thoughtful I've become. And I mean, that's something that happens as you get older, anyways. But the harshness of this industry and how brutal and cutthroat it can be, I've come to really understand myself as somebody that doesn't really function well in that sort of environment, and somebody that, even though I love this industry and it's my career and I'm going to stay in it and keep doing it, I want to give love and grace and softness into a place that often feels quite cruel and brutal. And I feel like, although maybe I would have come to this conclusion without working in film and television, it's definitely sped up the process. And it's something that I think shapes a big part of how I approach people. And especially like when I do workshops with youth, or now that I'm venturing into filmmaking myself, making sure that, to give people the utmost respect and grace and a good environment,
Yeah.
so that they feel safe.
That must have been quite a shift to be wearing the big boss hat, I guess, and telling everyone else what to do. Now, do you think that you succeeded in those goals of, being a patient, caring person, or am I going to get some inside scoop if I ask the people that worked with you, like, what's she really like?
Whew, I mean, doing my first short film, definitely. I mean, I prepared for everything that could have went wrong. I prepared for everything I could have controlled that could have went wrong. And it seemed like everything that I couldn't control went wrong, which was such a huge a huge life lesson. But that is, how it always goes, is you prepare as well as you can. And when, shit starts to hit the fan, you just kind of have to figure things out as you go. And I would hope that, even though I definitely cried a lot and I was a little bit overwhelmed. Listen, JD, the things that, so my cinematographer and my sound guy flew up to Iqaluit for filming, and they had all of their equipment checked in on the flight, and they had that set as their priority bag. They get to Iqaluit. We are waiting at the carousel. Guess what bags didn't make it in?
No.
And so the next flight, they got put onto the next flight, but that next flight didn't arrive until 1 p.m. the next day. We were supposed to start filming at 8 a.m. that morning.
Oh my God.
So it was just one of those things where it was like we lost half a day, and then the second day we lost to weather. It was raining when the first day was sunny, and there were just things that were kind of going wrong left, right, and center. But at the end of the day, we got the short film, and everybody still loved each other at the end, and we had like a nice bonfire, and we all walked away like we did the best we could with the resources we had, which is not a lot in a town of 8,000.
No, and everybody knows each other, so that's a curse and a blessing, I imagine. People coming together to help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had the most supportive team. I mean, first and foremost, like Finn Bennett.
Shout out to Finn.
Shout out to Finn, the sweet boy himself.
That's right.
What a
He's playing Peter Pryor in the new season of True Detective.
Oh, he's so cute in the pictures. Did you see the one with him and John Hawkes? And he's got like the little curtain bangs over his eyes. Oh, this is so sweet.
They're coming back. Those little bangs are coming back. Yeah.
He's grown his hair out. It's really long now.
Oh yeah.
He's on the JD wave.
Oh, he's getting there. I know. I'm thinking of I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair when we go down to this premiere. Do a little blowout,
Curls, half up, half down. But yeah, Finn was a massive help on my short film. He acted as like an associate producer and definitely as my production manager. My cinematographer was great and sound was great, and I was very lucky that my brother jumped on to help as a PA, and that I had a team, my local team in Iqaluit, people who were willing to take off work because they have a passion for art and creativity, and they wanted to help in whatever way that they could. And I was like, I know it's not a ton of money, but I'm so grateful for you guys to come out and do this with me. And I do think at the end of the day, despite all the issues, I'm really proud of how we all came together. And I think how much love we had for each other while we went through it was a massive part of how we got to finish the film. And yeah, I'm excited. It's a story that's very near and dear to my heart. And I'm simultaneously excited and terrified for people to see it.
When do you think it's going to be premiering?
I'm hoping that I just picture wrapped. So next is sound editing, and then a score. And I'm hoping by 2024 it'll be completely finished. I really hope it's completely finished by 2024. It takes up so much of my brain space.
Being in this industry has taught me a lot about patience and just how long it takes for projects to come out. Stuff you've done literal years ago and finally starts to eke into the light of day. Yeah, I always thought that, you film something and a few months later you're watching it on TV. And that is not how this industry works at all. I was wondering if you remember that time. I just remember this really funny little moment that we had when we met, and we all went out. I remember it as Kaylee, you, myself, a bunch of the cast. Really, Aka was there. I'm not sure if Princess was there as well. One of our producers.
Princess was there.
Was she there? Yes.
Yeah, and then she left early, I think.
Oh, that's right. And we're just on the street, and this random man comes up to you. Do you remember this? There, yes, the look on your face.
I will never forget those blue eyes staring into mine. JD, I swear. I don't know what it was about Iceland. I had a couple weird encounters in Iceland, but that one in particular, as we're walking down the street, like a big group of us, and this Icelandic man grabs me by the shoulders. And he's looking at me with the most intense eyes. And he's like, do you uh, do you do the, the, and I was like, what is going on? And everybody's like standing around in a circle, like, what is happening? And he keeps doing, he's like, I don't mean to be offensive, but do the, and I was like,
And
I don't
we didn't
think so.
exist. There was a good like dozen of us standing around looking at you and him and just blown away that this guy's doing this. And you're being kinder to this man than I think he deserved. I mean, he was fully not even close to he was like he just
Yeah, so his thing was trying to mimic throat singing. It took me a long time to process it because I didn't really understand either at first what was happening. I was mostly caught up in his shockingly blue eyes that did not seem to move at all. And yeah, finally, after a couple minutes of all of us just kind of standing in this circle and this man's arms wrapped around my shoulders, I realized he was talking about throat singing, and all I could say was, "No, no, I don't think I'm the person you're looking for."
No. And I remember him turning around and looking when he finally took the rest of us in because he wanted to take us to a club or something. He didn't
Yeah.
speak very much English. I remember that. He was having a bit of trouble with that. And he wanted to take us to a club, and he saw me, and he was very disappointed that I was there. He's like, are you with us? Yes. And like, And then he got us to this club, and we walked up to the front, and he just talked to the bouncer and disappeared inside and left us all.
It was great that the hotel was right around the corner.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know what dude's plans were.
Neither do I. I mean, Iceland was it's an incredible country. Lovely time.
Yeah.
Absolute in general.
Time.
There was a very strange man. A very strange,
Yeah.
funny time. But
Well,
that
like-
was a great bonding experience for us, I think, as the cast.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that we could look back on and laugh. And there's definitely been a few of those moments. I know that there was that one night we were out at the bar. I think it was this time last year, actually. And we're all just sitting and talking. It was me, you, Kaylee, Lee, the acting coach, Finn.
Oh, yes, I do remember this evening. I mean, it was a beautiful candlelight table. They had those little bottles of Jameson with candles in them.
Yeah, and we're all sitting at this table, and I feel, again, something about the shoulders. Somebody grabs me by the shoulders and squeezes me, and I was like, whoa, what is happening here? And I just remember Lee stepping in and being like, why are you touching my granddaughter? Do not touch my granddaughter. What do you want with her? And I was like, oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a real, like, all right, Auntie Lee's got me. That I feel safe.
What is that? Men and grabbing shoulders. If you're out there, just stop that, guys.
Stop
walking
grabbing
up to women
shoulders.
and grabbing them. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautifully wild time. I wanted to know if you wanted to give a shout out to anyone, if we're going to roll out that red carpet, to anyone out there that you just really want to acknowledge at the moment, or any type of Indigenous show that you're watching as well that you want to that you feel connects especially well to you.
Interesting.
And the answer can't be reservation dogs at the moment. Both of our last guests said so.
Okay, reservation dogs. It's got all the love already. You know who I'm going to give a special shout out to? I would love to give a special shout out to all the Indigenous cast on the new Avatar series coming out in February. Because there's a certain somebody on this call right now that's a part of the series, and I'm so excited to watch it. I mean, come on, Avatar, the iconic Avatar.
I don't know. I haven't heard of this show. Am I in that? Wow. What a lucky me.
Well, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited for you. You're going to be in two of the most highly anticipated shows of 2024. come on, come on.
Oh yeah.
And
Things are turning around for us, Anna. I'm still banking on the day I get to play your uncle.
yeah,
It's gonna
it's gonna
happen.
happen. It's gonna happen. Um, and I'd love to especially shout out Gyawendio and her success as a young Indigenous woman who is such a bright light in this industry, and she has such an incredible future. And I mean, her success already so young, and the way that she carries herself, I greatly admire, especially as, you know, Avatar already has such a massive fan base, and unfortunately a very critical fan base. I hope she has all the love and support that she needs. One, to handle the love that people are going to have for the show, but also to support her through what will inevitably be the criticisms, because of people's connection to the original series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a really wild ride. Yeah, and special shout out to Gawandio. I appreciate that too, just because as her twice, film and TV father, I feel a little protective of her, and I hope that she weathers this with grace, as I'm sure she will. She's surrounded by love, amazing family, great people, and just a really positive outlook. So nice shout out there, Anna. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being so kind to me.
I'm listen. I'm so excited for this show. This was just it's just an added bonus that you're a part of it, and I'm so excited to see what you do. I've heard so many good things about your role in True Detective, and I know when I talk to Finn about it, he always says that you are such a standout in it. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow. I had no idea. I just showed up and did my job. I haven't got to see anything yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either, but from what I've heard, it's going to be pretty incredible.
Ooh, well, I am looking forward to seeing you on that red carpet. We will make it the red carpet.
Oh my gosh.
Off in La La Land. Oh wow, things are becoming really exciting. Next time, I think I'm gonna see if I can get maybe that Gawandio to come and join us on this little podcast,
Yeah,
and
I
we'll
would love
talk
to
about
hear.
you because I know that she and her family are fans of yours as well. So,
Oh, that's so sweet. No, I'd love to hear her perspective as like a young person in the industry. I mean, I'm also a young person in the industry, but you know, somebody who is so young and so accomplished already.
mhm.
Would love to hear. Would love to
Yeah.
hear from her.
This has been a wonderful little chat with my dear friend Anna Lamb. What's next for you before we go?
Um, Actually, some really exciting stuff next. I just
Hmm.
closed a deal on a job today, and I'm hoping the announcement's gonna be in the new year.
Okay, this is exciting. So you heard it here first, and this will be coming out in December. So hopefully, the announcement hasn't happened, and you're going to be on the edge of your seat, dear listener. Keep an ear out for Anna's news. Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in and hearing another story. And thank you very much for tuning in and hearing another story with one of my friends. We're going to be having a fun little new year, a fun January, and having more guests coming into this show. So I guess that's it. Thanks for coming in. Hit that theme music. Go say.